Now, Amazing Cultivation Simulator is gonna get 1 hour maximum to convince us that it's cool. It definitely has a cool soundtrack. Music is a tad loud though. Yeah, it's good. And you can change the background of the starting screen for some reason. Right. That should be fine. So, this is, like I said, it's a bit like a Chinese RimWorld, so that's roughly what you can expect. I had a look at the tutorial. It's very short, and it gives a tiny bit of story that we don't really need. So we're going to jump into Classic and start a new game, because I think that's way more important to tell you what this is all about. Apparently, there are lots of Chinese gods and mystical creatures involved. So there's that. Oh, you finished Fallen Order. Nice, congrats. So, starting a new game, we can change some settings. The environment, for example. You can turn on monsters. But we're not going to do that because that's not the default. Right, so we'll just leave it as it is. I'm going to reduce the chance for triple and double events. Just so that they are not as common. Right? Everything else I'll leave as is. So... turn on the monster. There's a game for that. Monster dating something something. Year 245 of the Tiankang era, December. The Tai Chi sect, which had established itself near Mount Full Moon, was suddenly invaded by enemies who couldn't read text that fast. And this is where it gets interesting. Not the title screen, here. You have your different mystical creatures, right? And there are snakes and bowls and frogs and cats and others. And you can either pick one from the list or you can randomize, which is obviously the best thing ever. A wolf. Now, you can put scars on the face if you want, and you can change the name. And you can pick 2 perks. Yeah, it's totally Fallout game. It's exactly like Fallout. You have your character baseline here, I guess, for the wolves. And on the right we see different skills. And if it has a yellow dash, it's the highest among a group. I don't know. I don't understand that. It's split up in labor, delicate work, and cultivation work. So they are 3 different types of work. And here you see the focus of the character's attributes. Right? There are luck and intelligence, charisma and constitution, and perception and potential. Potential being the not regular stat. The other stats you see in RPGs. The shape-shifting tribulation is something we're dealing with. So after a period of time, which is 401 days, you will have to succeed shapeshift into human forms. And otherwise you stay wolfman. And then you can click on randomize. You can be human as well. They have very interesting proportions. And a bull, a pig, well, a boar, sorry, tiger. Just a grumpy cat, really. Snakes. Kung Fu snakes, obviously. I have to show you the other ones. Chicken is totally a possibility. You can be a chicken demon person, shapeshifter. You have to be done with your shapeshifting after 84 days, so I guess that's not really easy. It's a light sleeping chicken that is hard working, obviously. Putting out eggs all day. I'm not sure if they lay eggs. They are like demon people. El pollo diablo. Yeah. Exactly. Ginger noodle. Here. That's the danger noodle. And they do this weird, I don't know, it's very odd. And then you have obviously also cats. Because if you have got snakes and bulls and tigers, you have to have cats. And you can be an aristocat. Or a kung fu cat. And you can also be a frog. Yes. Or a turtle. Kung fu turtle. A long-lived, slow, protected kung fu turtle. A nope rope. Yes, also that. And the bear. A lazy bear with a thick layer of fat. I didn't know I was in the game. Nice. And you can also be a rabbit. So you pick one character, and then you have two other characters here who are part of your cult, because you're trying to make your sect. I think they call it a sect. You're trying to make them dominant and powerful somehow. It's all a bit, you know, out there, but we'll see. Ni hao, Podrix, welcome in. Ni hao ma. Aristocats. Oh yeah, it's been a while since that was a thing. So random, and we're gonna be a turtle. Cool. And we have interesting stockings for. I'm not gonna ask. Our skills as a turtle are mainly in the parts crafting and construction, social and artisanry, medicine, chi sense, magic. That's our strong suit. And then we have the other two here. We could randomize them, but I'm not sure if it makes sense. Well, we have an unkind human and a grumpy wolf, so I'm just gonna pick a perk here or two, and then we'll be off. Beastly instinct. Oh, we have treasure. Circumstantial fellowship. What? That means we would have only one companion in the beginning. I think that's tough. Advanced artifact. Sunflower refining. The dying Taiji sect elder was from Sunflower School. Thus, among the memories that were passed on to you, there is the sunflower refining law, which is one of the true laws of the Taiji sect. I'm gonna pick. I'm not really sure if I picked it or not. It doesn't cost anything. Ah, right, we can pick one of these. High perception, high charisma, high intelligence. We have high intelligence. We're smart. So we'll pick it. We pick one more that costs something. Advanced elixir. Advanced manual. On the night of destruction, well, there was a previous place with this, where the sect was, and then the elder was killed, and then something happened, and so on. And this is afterwards, and we create our new school of cultist people, animals, demons. I don't know, stuff. I can't really explain it. Oh, rare stuff here. That's good. Okay, go. A few days after the escape, the plot thickens. I'm going to pause the game here. Petition to name the turtle after one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. So, in the beginning of the game, you pick a law. We've seen that we could pick one on the perk side of things, and then you can unlock more laws later on. These are supreme laws, which are the true elemental laws of the Taiji sect. I'm not 100% sure what the hell that is, but we're going to figure it out. Compatible element seems to be earth, I think. Monsters. And only women are allowed to cultivate following this law. Use the purest power of Jin yin from earth to create a pure yin spirit. Leave the mortal body behind and ascend as an immortal. If practiced by a male cultivator, his sex will be reversed. We're a gender-bending sect. That's awesome. There's the inspiration tree, which I guess is kind of our ascension plan. Right? Are you still with me on that? This is the order in which things happen. Lesser yin, fair yin, greater yin, oblivion. Harmony, completeness, and transformation. So, that's something. Lunar form. Need to pick one of them? I would hope that I now picked it, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't really matter. We are here also to check out what the game looks like, and you can zoom in this far, and you can see that turtle person is over here. Nemo turtle. Well, Bender certainly has a gender. He assumed one. Right? If you click on your different, let's call them followers or characters, you have different stats that you can check out. You have your health.
Open the mood menu.
And the mood.
Here, you can see the characters' varied emotions, which indicate their needs. Please pay careful attention to the characters' moods and satisfy their needs to ensure that everything goes smoothly at the sect.
Right. So to be really cool monster cultists, we need to be in a good mood. It makes a lot of sense. It's very close to what RimWorld does, I think. Right. Here's the short explanation of this totally not complicated game, how it handles moods. As you can see, you can search the help page and you can check out everything that this game does, which includes everything that's weird. Shapeshifting, the laws of Shendao, and more. Feng Shui elements. So everything is explained, right? So you don't need to learn it by playing, but it's a lot to read, and it's certainly the most niche game I could find this year. But the thing is, it's such an interesting concept put on the baseline of RimWorld. Not in terms of setting. This is not in space, and there's, we are no cannibals yet. But the potential for this to be also a storytelling game, just in a completely different setup or setting, is huge. It looks a bit rough around the edges on the UI and the tutorial voiceovers. There are other voiceovers. They are really not so good. You can also turn them off. If you find them irritating, you go to the settings and disable the tutorial voiceover, because she has no pop filter in front of her microphone. It's a bit off-putting, but it's no biggie, right? You can have the basic settings are decent, so it's fair enough to play, and then you start learning about this, right? Traveler's Rest? No, I have not, but I'm aware of what it is. It's a tavern management game, isn't it? Right, so we're gonna go super slow. I'm not gonna try to explain the whole game. We're just gonna take the hour that we have for the 45 minutes to see how it actually plays. So if we can figure out a few basic things on our own, or if that's too complicated. That's basically what I wanted to find out today. We have a mini map that we can turn on and off. Right? So there's a lot of thought that went into the user interface. It just looks a bit rough around. I don't know. I think it's the wild mix of sizes and scaling textures that looks a bit wonky. But I think it's very functional. So we are in spring for another 20 days in the year 246. We can turn the character preview off and on up there. We see the time of day. And if we hover over grass, for example, we see it's not selectable. It is a growing plant. There's a growth rate and maturity, and then object stats. The chi, if you can gather chi, if it generates chi, if you can gather chi, if it's attractive or not, and what kind of quality or tier they say here, mortal relic. So there's going to be a differentiation between mortal and godly or heavenly or however they want to call it. So that's going to be interesting to figure out what's considered worldly and what is not. Right? So this is a spirit relic, for example. Not mortal, spirit. It's a pill. By the immortal cultivators, it can regulate the 5 chi within one's body and simulate its potential, temporarily increasing perception, constitution, and intelligence. It's buff food. Significantly increases foundation training progress for outer disciples when consumed. And this sounds so completely nuts if you are from Europe. I think if you grow up in China, you are much more used to at least some of these words, characters, and concepts, right? And I think it's really cool for me, growing up in Europe, to go outside of my box, outside of my bubble, and have a look at a fantasy world that is not the usual. And I really am, I mean that. The usual being a Eurocentric or US-centric baseline culture assumption for every game and every movie that I have easy access to. And it does get tiresome. So this could be fresh and cool, but it needs to be good as well. It's not enough that it's different, right? Just to tell you why I picked this. Why the hell did he pick this? So it's from my perspective, it's a very exotic setting with lots of unfamiliar things in it. But that's not the reason to pick it up. The reason is that you see potential in there, right? So I didn't pick it because it's fancy different. Traveler's Rest will get another update. All right. I will have to look what it looks like. I think when I checked it out, it looked a bit bare bones. I haven't played it on stream, but I think I saw a stream of it. It's not the one that Badger was streaming though, right? Badger, you were streaming another tavern simulator that was not called Traveler's Rest. Pretty sure. Learning about new cultures is absolutely cool, especially if it's very odd. Very odd monster stuff, right? So we have an ice crystal. After selecting an item, the interact button can be used to give commands accordingly. So context sensitive Igneo Copper. There's a priority button. I can ban this item so that characters will not touch it. It's a bit like in RimWorld when you find the first bit of human meat, you stop them from eating it. And we can also place it somewhere. There are different displays. So displays are actually really shelves where you can put things. Batch ordering is possible. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna cancel that. So left click is select, right click is deselect. That's a very good concept as such. I unpause the game now to see what they're doing. They're moving around a bit. For several days you hid during the day and traveled at night, finally arriving at a secluded ravine. As you were about to relax, a light of teleportation suddenly struck, showing the contour of a cultivator. A mysterious immortal. Aha! The sect leader and I go way back. I caught wind of Taiji's troubles and came as soon as I could, but it was too late. Thankfully the gods are kind and have not allowed this to be the end of the Taiji sect. Finally I found you. Right. Do not worry, I shall stay in isolation for a while and protect you all. If you ever encounter difficulty while on the road to cultivation, don't be shy, ask away. Okay. Okay, so they're sitting there meditating. They're doing kung fu stuff. foundation training, right? Which seems to be stamina, form related, hand-to-hand combat kung fu stuff. Okay, we can build. Yes. More options become unlocked later. Some buildings require a build point. Okay. There are interaction spots indicated. And then you see some more information if you want. You can just ignore that for a minute. So let's see. We want to build a bonfire. It puts out dried meat. And wood can be obtained by gathering or in adventures. Right. I'm just going to put that here. Awaiting materials. It just instantly changed. Raw material timber. Remaining fuel. Work type is chef. So you can see that while it's not the prettiest user interface, it is very, very functional. 3 timber are required. Right. I'll just leave it there. Because we have a very advanced version of the RimWorld scheduling. Right? I call it jobs here. And it's similar, but there are a few more levels to this. But the basis is the same. You have the characters, you have the jobs, and then you can give priority jobs, which is cool. So whatever you pick here, they will be a miner first. It's one of the examples, right? You also see that Miao Shiri is not a builder, not a miner, not a smith. I think the stars are much like in RimWorld. It's like they are very interested in that. But can't do that. I think the numbers, when you mouse over, the numbers are the skill level. Ability rating it's called. So we have a good chef. As we know, that's important, so Miao will be our chef. Lang is our wolf. Could be our hunter. And Nemo Turtle, I am a builder, so I'm gonna build. So those are the priority jobs. I'll leave it like this, and I'll not touch this timetable for now. But you can tell them when to eat, right? When to train, when to sleep, so that works. Now, I want to see if Nemo Turtle is going to go and do this. I don't think they will do it on their own. Oh, but they will. Let's see. Defensive, defeat mode. So some translations are a bit odd. You can equip an item like this. Increase the speed a bit. Right. Okay. The setup. You're the builder, so they did build the fire. That works. Easy enough. Then we've got the mysterious cultivator, who wants an iron bar. I don't know why, so they don't get it. I can give collection commands. We can chop down a tree, even though it's a very pretty tree. Brownstone, okay. Why is this blocked out? Oh, this is already marked. And I could cancel that? Oh, I don't know. We'll leave it as it is for now. The warm bonfire helped to relieve your tension and unease. After a brief discussion, you decided that you were far away enough from danger, so you should set up a temporary camp here. And now we can build more things. Here we could produce something. Dried meat. And you can select the raw material, which is rabbit meat at the moment. I'm not sure if they are gonna go if they're gonna go hunting on their own. We'll see. So they can be fast and do a kung fu dash. And our chef is starting food. Nemo is doing the chopping. Okay, fair enough. We have more options down here now. We have hunting and exploring. So let's put explore there. Our Wolfie is fast, huh? They are exploring. And there's a male bull. Oh, that's grass. We could mark them for hunting. But if it's anything like RimWorld, I'm just gonna lose my character because the bull is gonna eat me. What's up here? A decomposed body. I'm gonna click on search and the next character goes there. Okay. A rock, which we could remove. An amber fruit, which we could harvest. It's mature, so... Meow carefully searched the corpse and found that nothing other than the weapon could be used. Okay. A marble blade. Tavern Master was it? Yeah, okay. See, that's what I remembered. Deathloop got a content update. Nice. Like Ghost of Tsushima, it was made by a Western studio and got praise for being so respectful to Japanese culture and history. Also, it was your game of the year when it released. Alright. Ghost of Tsushima is a Western game made about the East. I didn't know that either. Oh yeah, thank you also. I'm gonna check out Traveler's Rest later. Gonna have a look. So we found a marble blade, okay. But they are not directly picking it up. Right, I could send our hunter. And equip the blade. Cool, that worked. Okay. So if I check their items and equipment, I see that they have the marble blade. Okay. So, lots of numbers, lots of unfamiliar words and concepts here, but it's more or less intuitive enough to just find your way through it. Because the inner logic of the user interface is good. That makes sense. In the training menu, you see the cultivation progress. If an outer discipline if an outer disciple skip their daily training routine, their foundation will be reduced by 1k. Yagwai, I'm pronouncing it wrong probably, I'm sorry. In half-human forms will face shape-shifting tribulation after a period of time. Right. Yeah. Work hard. Foundation training. I think they were doing it anyway. Here's the mood. Hunger. Training martial arts. Okay. Then health. Very healthy. Pain, will, meridians, sense, action, and move can be affected by whatever pains them. Then you've got the mood set up. And that's where it gets interesting. Needs a room, has a filthy environment, very much reminding me of an unmodded RimWorld. There was one stone in some corner in the base and everybody was like, no, I'm gonna kill myself, it's so filthy. It was a bit insane. They are comfortable with the temperature. They are far away from chaos, which will probably not stay forever like this. Okay. And there are their skills and their age and gender and name and attributes. They are cruel and calm. And then relations. And thought stats. So... yeah, I have no idea what the 10,000% are supposed to do here. That's a weird number. Or do they mean that it's 25? Yeah, the numbers are a bit odd. That could do with the once over. But we can ignore that for now. Perception radius, dodge, accuracy, so many stats that are in their detail not very important early on. We want to learn how this works. Over here, we can see what food we have. Sorry. Medicine, wood, rock, metal, and practice related things. Okay. It's a notebook where we can take notes actually. But as we type, the camera moves. That's a bit weird. So we can fold that in again. We can search for rock, meat. No, I'm not sure what the search is for. Screen share. Plot domination, beast domination, ancient domination. This is scoring. You have opened the mystery page. When investigating the destruction of the Taiji sect, you will encounter different mysteries, which can be found in the mystery page. You need to collect enough information to solve these mysteries and uncover the truth. Which is what happens in the tutorial, right? You get this, it's like 10 minutes, roughly. You get this background on what happens here. Characters you meet, clues you find, and ancient beasts that you can encounter. Probably dangerous encounters. No formation system. The sect is such. When the character finishes foundation training, they become an inner disciple. They start as an outer disciple, then they are an inner disciple. If they are an inner disciple, they can use establishment in the sect menu. Right. You can auto-neglect certain events. Mortal encounters. Okay, so you can automate some behavior here. And the laws. We have the sunflower law. Only women are allowed to cultivate. And if men do it, they become women. Or I should say they become female. This is the foundation training. The others are not really doing it. An unkind wanderer. Is that me? Aw. It's dark. Okay, let's try to build some more. Work-life structure. Sect specific, decoration, leisure, storing, area. Okay, so you can define this is storage. And you can filter it. Yes, that works. Cool. Now they are reorganizing the storage, which is fine. Now, Iron Man. Yeah, we could become Iron Man. That's definitely possible in this game. I'm pretty sure it is. What's this? A training spot. Oh, this is a training spot. Right, and to find 3 training spots. If they want to do that, they can go about it. A structure. Let's try to build a structure here. And this is our entrance, I think. Right. They've got speech bubbles. Yeah. So it's ultra obvious that I'm a turtle and I'm super slow. No, it's ultra obvious that this is heavily inspired. Very, very heavily inspired by RimWorld. It remains to be seen if it's just copy and renaming stuff. It looks like it's different enough, but it could be that it's not. We'll see. So this will be kind of a bunkhouse. for our peeps. So we've got a washing spot here. And then workplace. Okay. And a material workplace. I'm just placing them so we can see what's what. We have a stove. And we can place a well, which is by the washing spot. And a handcraft station will be here. And then we've got timber work and stone work. Okay. Right, we don't have materials to do much, so we need to get some... I wonder why these are selected as... They were banned. Unban. Okay, there you go. So this is now possible to mine. Is it? Oh, that has been mined. Ah, that's just material that you can move. And this is where the mining command gets in. I see. Well, we also have to chop down that tree. All right. Go fast and see what happens. They're still sleeping. And hunting the bull. Let's hope our wolf is strong enough to do that. So now it's time for training. And they are using the training spots that are placed, except for me because I'm slow. This is like a real life simulation. Nemo, do your work. Yeah, I'm doing it. Slowly. Right. Okay, so let's go medium fast. So they're doing their training. Right, and now... Oh! The bullfight. You see, our character is still very healthy and has now received a serious cut in the right hind thigh muscles. Hey, maybe they are going a bit overboard with the detail here. I don't know. Okay, that worked. The bull is dead. We are hurt. Has to be expected. There's hide and meat. And the others are helping with the construction. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I can still include or exclude them from the construction jobs. I think. Crafting. Building. Well, they are excluded, I think. But they were helping, I think. Were they? I'm not sure. There are no placement sounds, right? So this, I'm not sure if it's marketed as such, but this looks very, very much like an early access game. It doesn't say in development here. In Game Pass. I have to see if it says that in Steam. No, it is not. Ah, yeah, well, okay. It's one of those games that's apparently a full release, but it's not. It's missing lots of sound effects. RimWorld also pretty detailed injuries, but maybe not down to individual muscles. Yeah. Yeah. RimWorld has a lot of detail in lots of parts also. That's true. But this needs sound. It's like, you know, some of this is like placeholder content or not finished Excel sheets that are the base for the calculation of certain things. And if I see stuff like this, I always think, yeah, this is never going to be 100% finished. Right? This is probably going to stay as it is forever. The last patch was in July. So you have to take that into account if you consider games like this. I wouldn't have bought it. On Steam it was on my ignore list already, but it did pop up on the Game Pass, which is perfect for opportunities like this where you can confirm or not confirm your suspicions about a game's state of play. You ate too much. Oh, I'm sorry. But it was good, right? That is a very tough chicken. Did it bite us? No, it did not. It was alright. Okay, so we have hide here, amber fruit, and meat. Okay, so our not builder is building. I don't know why exactly, but that's okay now. Maybe they are gonna get maybe they're gonna get the skill. Let's see. Construction forbidden, but they are still doing it. Yeah. See, that's a problem. Because that's not what I set the game up to do. They're supposed to cook. Needs a tool for chopping. Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe we can produce a timber axe. And a pickaxe and a bow and a farming tool. And in the materials workplace, we can produce timber, brownstone block, greystone block, and so on. Brownstone block. Awaiting a builder. Needs iron bars. Those are iron walls, okay? Iron Man. Can we produce iron bars? No. Not there. Okay, fast forward. You equip the chop chop. Now they have got an axe. Do some training. Interrupt. No, I'm not going to interrupt their training. It's important to them. Snake. Okay. But yeah, you know, the thing is, if you see a game like this and you see, okay, this has been heavily inspired by RimWorld, and then maybe this summer they decided it's too much work with the stats I put in. We have this here. Where was it? Is it here? How am I gonna balance the metal damage? Because I did put in 25,000% and it doesn't really work, and they decided that they can't be bothered to finish it. Or this is a hobby project and it's gonna be finished in 2055, maybe. But the fact that there's so much lacking here in terms of sound is a bit disturbing, honestly, because the soundtrack, the music is really good, but having no game sound is weird. And it's not my fault, I think. I'm gonna max it. We just hear him doing stuff. We don't have any building sounds or whatever. And then if we run at normal speed, sometimes the characters speed about the place a lot, and the character models as such look a bit odd compared to the rest of the game. And all these things together make it so that I can't really recommend this to anyone. Right? It's impossible to recommend it. But it is still a very interesting game idea. Let's call it a game idea, a work in progress or whatever. I think I'll play around with it a bit. Right? To see how this baseline RimWorld incorporates the whole other concepts introduced here. I want to see how they did it, and hopefully I can. But it's nothing that I could recommend to anyone. If you have Game Pass currently, you can give it a try and see if you like it. But it's been more than 2 months without an update. That doesn't mean anything. Some games update every 6 months. That's fine, theoretically. But you kind of need to let people know about that as a developer. Otherwise, people like me end up sitting here, well, it doesn't have an update and there's sound missing and I'm not sure what the hell that's going on there. And what we do have, though, is a roadmap. Somewhere. I found a roadmap. Oh, there's the last patch. Tiny patch. Where's the roadmap? I don't know. But they are on the socials, so maybe following that helps a bit. They announced in September that they are on Game Pass. Soundtrack release in August. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of hope that they finish the game and add more sounds and flesh it out more so that I can play it more, because it is something I would enjoy. But in its current state, nope. Nope. So there's that. First game for